This entire situation didn't explode right away. It started with something that seemed almost harmless. A random fan made a comment suggesting that Brittany should get back with PJ Washington, and at first her response didn't raise any alarms. She casually replied, "Not too much on my baby daddy," which sounded more like a light defense than anything serious. But then, out of nowhere, Alisah stepped into the conversation with a short, almost dismissive reply, "Anyways," followed by laughing emojis. That one small moment instantly shifted the energy. What could have stayed a minor interaction suddenly felt tense, and people immediately sensed there was something deeper going on beneath the surface. And they were right.
Things escalated quickly when Brittany decided to take the conversation in a much more serious direction. Instead of keeping it light, she dropped a claim that completely changed how people viewed the situation. She alleged that PJ hadn't seen their son since May 2025, which instantly turned a petty exchange into something far more intense. Now it wasn't just about online shade, it was about parenting, responsibility, and what might be happening behind closed doors. She even directed her message toward Alisah, implying that as someone closely involved in PJ's life, she should be aware of the situation. That public call-out made everything feel more direct, more intentional, and way more personal. And that's when the tension really started to build. Alisah didn't hesitate to respond, and when she did, she came with a completely different version of the story. She pushed back hard, claiming that Brittany was actually the one making things difficult. According to her, attempts had been made for PJ to see his son, but Brittany allegedly refused unless PJ showed up personally, rejecting help from a nanny or other arrangements. She also hinted at legal issues, mentioning that lawyers had been involved, which suggested this situation had been messy long before it reached social media. But what really grabbed attention was her claim that Brittany had asked for $150 in groceries despite receiving child support. That detail spread fast because it added a whole new layer to the situation: money, support, and possible contradictions in the narrative.
Instead of backing down after those accusations, Brittany leaned in even harder. She challenged everything Alisah said and demanded proof, making it clear she wasn't going to let those claims go unanswered. By publicly asking for receipts, she shifted the pressure right back onto Alisah, forcing her to either back up her statements or risk losing credibility in the eyes of the audience. The exchange quickly turned into a back and forth where both sides were trying to control the narrative. When Alisah responded with, "All bark, no bite," it only added more tension, making it seem like neither side was willing to step down. At this point, viewers weren't just watching, they were choosing sides and analyzing every word.
As the argument continued, the tone took a sharp turn into something much more personal. What started as a disagreement about parenting and responsibility slowly turned into direct attacks that went beyond the original issue. Family members were mentioned, and certain comments crossed a line that made the situation feel less like a disagreement and more like a full-blown personal feud. Brittany responded with her own sharp remarks, including references to a prenup, which seemed aimed at undermining Alisah's position. The focus had clearly shifted. This wasn't just about what was true or false anymore. It had become about pride, image, and who could land the harder hit publicly.
While all of this was happening, PJ Washington himself remained mostly silent, which only made people pay more attention to his actions. Instead of directly addressing the accusations, he chose to post a photo with his wife from their wedding, accompanied by a caption that highlighted their relationship. To some, this looked like quiet support for Alisah, but to others, it raised even more questions. People began to wonder why he wasn't speaking on the claims about his son, especially since that had become the center of the controversy. His silence didn't calm anything down. In fact, it seemed to make the situation even louder as viewers started forming their own conclusions.
As expected, the internet quickly divided into two main sides, each interpreting the situation differently. Some people believed Brittany's claims and argued that a father should always make an effort to be present, no matter the circumstances. Others supported Alisah, suggesting that there might be more going on behind the scenes and that Brittany could be shaping the narrative to her advantage.
The conversation expanded beyond just the individuals involved and started touching on bigger topics like co-parenting, financial responsibility, and public image. With mentions of child support and past history resurfacing, the situation became more complex, and the truth felt harder to pin down with every new comment.